Hi everyone, my name is Denton, and today we'll be reading Goldilocks and the Three Bears from the Storytime magazine. Open your magazines to page 15 and we'll get started. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time, there were three bears who lived in a sweet little cabin in the woods. The bears were Great Big Daddy Bear, medium-sized Mommy Bear, and wee little Baby Bear. One morning, Daddy Bear made a delicious pot of porridge for their breakfast. He spooned it into their bowls. There was a wee little bowl for Baby Bear, a medium-sized bowl for Mommy Bear, and a great big bowl for Daddy Bear. The porridge was too hot to eat, so the three bears decided to go for a quick walk in the woods while their breakfast cooled down. While they were out walking, a little girl with a freckled nose and golden ringlets found their cabin. Her name was Goldilocks, and she lived on the other side of the woods. She was out picking blackberries for her mother. She wondered who might live in the cabin, and when she peeped in through the window, she saw 3 bowls of yummy porridge sitting on the table. If Goldilocks had remembered her manners, she would have waited to be invited in. But curiosity got the better of her, and before she knew it, she had opened the front door and was standing by the breakfast table. The porridge smelled so delicious, and Goldilocks was so hungry that her tummy began to rumble loudly. Nobody would mind if I eat one little spoonful, she thought to herself. So she ate a spoonful of porridge from the great big bowl. But it was too hot. She almost burnt her lip. Next, Goldilocks ate a spoonful of porridge from the medium-sized bowl. But it was too cold. Yuck! She cried, wishing she could spit it out again. Still hungry, she ate a spoonful of porridge from the wee little bowl. And it was neither too hot nor too cold. It was just right. Goldilocks liked it so much, she ate it all up. Now Goldilocks was feeling quite full, so she decided to sit down. She sat in a great big orange chair, but it was too hard and uncomfortable. She sat in a medium-sized yellow chair, but it was too soft and deep. Finally, Goldilocks sat in a wee little blue chair, and it was neither too hard nor too soft. It was just right. But then the seat snapped in half, and she fell to the floor with a bump. Oh dear. By now, Goldilocks was feeling quite tired. And she wanted to lie down. In the bedroom, she found 3 beds. First, she tried to lie on the great big bed, but it was too high up for her. Next, she lay on the medium-sized bed, but it was too low and saggy. Then, she lay on the wee little bed, and it was neither too high nor too low. It was just right. So she crept up under the cozy blankets and drifted off to sleep. The 3 bears thought that their porridge must have cooled down, so they wandered home for breakfast. But when they got there, Daddy Bear noticed that his spoon was standing in his great big bowl of porridge. "Who's been eating my porridge?" boomed Daddy Bear in his great big voice. Mommy Bear saw that the table around her bowl was very messy. "Who's been eating my porridge?" she asked in her medium-sized voice. Then Baby Bear found his wee little bowl was completely empty. "Who's been eating my porridge? And they've eaten it all up!" he cried in his little voice. The three bears started to look around the cabin for clues. Daddy Bear noticed that the great big cushion on his great big chair had been moved. "Who's been sitting in my chair?" he boomed in his great big voice. Mommy Bear saw that the medium-sized cushion on her medium-sized chair had a small dent in it. "Who's been sitting in my chair?" she asked in her medium-sized voice. Meanwhile, Baby Bear was standing by his favorite wee little chair and looking very sad. Show me your sad face. "Who's been sitting in my chair? And they've broken it in half!" he cried in his wee little voice. The three bears decided to check their bedroom. When they opened the door, Daddy Bear noticed that the covers had been pulled off his great big bed. "Who's been sleeping in my bed?" he boomed in his great big voice. Mommy Bear saw that the pillows on her medium-sized bed had been moved. "Who's been sleeping in my bed?" she asked in her medium-sized voice. Then Baby Bear looked at his wee little bed and saw that there was a little girl with a freckled nose and golden ringlets lying in it, and she was fast asleep. "Who's been sleeping in my bed? And she's still in it!" he cried in his wee little voice. Naughty Goldilocks woke up. She jumped at the side of the three bears, tumbled out of the bed, and dashed out of the cabin. Then she ran and ran as fast as her legs could carry her, quite forgetting the blackberries she had picked. The three bears never saw Goldilocks again. But it's a shame that she ran away, because wee little Baby Bear had been hoping to make a new friend that day. Thanks for reading with me. I hope you enjoyed that story. I know that I did. Remember to read every day, and we'll see you next time.